Land parts between De Grey and Pardue Roadhouse over the coming hours. During Friday, Ilsa is forecast to maintain tropical cyclone intensity as it tracks past Telfer and further inland across the northern interior and northern parts of the southern interior. Ilsa is then expected to weaken below tropical cyclone strength overnight Friday as it moves east into southern parts of the Northern Territory. There is a track map for Tropical Cyclone Ilsa on the Bureau's website as well. And also you can keep in touch on the ABC Kimberley and the ABC Pilbara Facebook pages. Keep those comments coming in tonight. And there is a lot of other information there for you as well that you can follow up. Now, just to repeat, the warning zone is from Bidjadanga to Wim Creek, including Port Hedland, and it's extending inland past Kumarichi, including Nullagine, Marble Bar, Bungor and Telfer. The watch zone is for inland parts, Kirakara and southwest of Balgo. There is a red alert for people south of Bidjadanga, Port Hedland, Marble Bar, Nullagine. You need to be sheltering immediately. It is too late to leave now. Please stay in the strongest and safest part of the building. Stay away from doors and from windows. Keep them closed and keep your emergency kit with you. You should stay indoors and until that all clear is given by authorities. A yellow alert is in place for south of Port Hedland to Wim Creek, not including Port Hedland, extending past Bungor, including Telfer and Kumarichi. If you are in these areas, you need to act now and get ready to shelter from the cyclone. And a blue alert is in place for people in or near inland areas east of Kumarichi and southwest of Balgo. You do need to prepare for cyclonic weather and organise an emergency kit and keep up to date. Now, you can expect very destructive winds near the core of Ilsa with extreme gusts of up to 315 kilometres per hour expected to impact near Pardue Roadhouse near midnight and De Grey before tracking inland. Very destructive wind gusts of up to 170 kilometres per hour are possible at Telfer during Friday if the centre of Ilsa passes close by. Destructive winds of up to 150 kilometres per hour will develop near the coast between Wallal Downs and Port Hedland this evening before extending inland as far as Marble Bar tonight and to Telfer on Friday. Damaging winds with gusts of up to 90 kilometres per hour will develop just south of Bidjadanga to Wim Creek by this evening and extend inland to Marble Bar tonight and Telfer by Friday morning, Bungor by Friday afternoon and possibly Kirakara by Friday evening. Heavy rainfall is also expected along the track of Ilsa. 150 to 300 millimetres of rainfall is possible near where Ilsa crosses the coast, with falls gradually decreasing as it tracks inland. And of course, abnormally high tides as well possible as the system crosses the coast, and flood warnings have also been issued for the De Grey River catchment and the Sandy Desert as the forecast rainfall could lead to rapid river and creek rises today. Now, evacuation centres are open at the following locations: the Marble Bar Civic Centre, located at 11 Francis Street, at the Marble Bar Recreation Centre, located at Station Street, the Newman Recreation Centre, located on Fortescue Avenue, and the Nullagine Primary School on 15 Clemenson Street, and the JD Hardy Centre, located on Cottier Drive in South Hedland. So just to recap, Tropical Cyclone Ilsa is impacting the coast between Bidjadanga and Wim Creek, with the very destructive winds expected to cross to the east of Port Hedland between De Grey and Pardue Roadhouse, and it's expected to cross the coast within the next hour. And you can find all the latest information on the ABC Kimberley or ABC Pilbara Facebook pages, or at ABC Emergency, which is abc.net.au/emergency, or you can call the DFES hotline on 133337. More updates in the next hour for you, Kelly.
Gosh, there's a lot of information, isn't there?
I tell you what, I need a lie down after that.
A Bex and a lie down,
Bex and a lie down. Thanks for that.
Thank you for that, Jess. Now, don't forget, you can get in touch with us. We are coming up to the news time, but I do want to hear from you. We've still got about an hour until midnight, and I'll be with you. Jess and I will be here with you until midnight. So get in touch with us. 1300 510 222 is the phone number. Give me a call and let me know. I'll put you on the air. I'll let you know. Let me know sort of, how it's all going at your place, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, or send send me a text from anywhere in the country. Tell us where you are. Tell us if you've got family or friends or anyone else that you want to say hello to, give a shout out and just tell them that you're thinking of them. 0448 922 604 is that number. We are coming up to news time. After the news, you'll hear from some more people on the ground about how they're coping, what they're doing, what they're seeing and what they're hearing. And we'll obviously hear from DFES and BOM again in the next hour as well. It is news time. It's 11 o'clock.
In an emergency, turn to a source you can trust to keep you and your family safe. ABC Radio, your emergency broadcaster.
ABC News, I'm Clive Hunton. A cyclone approaching Western Australia's north coast has set a new Australian sustained wind speed record. The Bureau of Meteorology's Catherine Shelford says the eye of the cyclone passed over an automatic recording station.
Previously, that record was 194 kilometres per hour in 2007, which I presume was Cyclone George, and now it's just recorded 218 kilometres per hour.
Tropical Cyclone Ilsa is expected across the coast within the next hour east of Port Hedland. The Category 5 cyclone would be the strongest weather system to cross the WA coast in 16 years. Government Services Minister Bill Shorten says he believes his government will be open to the recommendations from the Royal Commission into the robo-debt scheme, which are due in June. The federal government will no longer rely on external debt collectors. The change is partly due to the robo-debt scheme, which caused external debt collectors to pursue people who had unlawful debts calculated by an automated program. Mr Shorten says a legitimate safety net is a human right.
I don't want to treat Centrelink recipients as potential criminals until they can prove otherwise. So one way we do that is by putting dignity and humanity back into the process, not relying on external debt collectors.
Trade Minister Don Farrell says high-level talks with Chinese officials in Canberra this week were another step towards the lifting of trade tariffs on Australian barley. Senator Farrell says he's hopeful the Chinese government is reconsidering its approach, given that Australia has only paused its case before the World Trade Organization and can restart proceedings if Beijing doesn't shift its position.
My objective now, of course, is to turn all that goodwill, and we certainly demonstrated goodwill towards the Chinese government. We want all of that goodwill now to result in some practical outcomes.
The governing body of women's tennis says it will resume operations in China, reversing a decision taken due to concerns for the safety of former doubles number one Peng Shuai. The Women's Tennis Association chairman and CEO Steve Simon says after 16 months of sustained efforts, the situation, he says, has shown no sign of changing. In 2021, Wang said in a now deleted social media post that a former Chinese government official had sexually assaulted her. Wang then briefly disappeared from public view and later denied making the accusation. Norway is expelling 15 Russian diplomats accused of operating as spies, the BBC's Bethany Bell reports.
The Norwegian Foreign Minister Anniken Huitfeldt said the diplomats had been engaging in activities that were not compatible with their status. She said Oslo would not allow Russian intelligence officers to operate under diplomatic cover in Norway. The Norwegian authorities have warned of increasing Russian espionage efforts in recent months. Norway, which is a member of NATO and shares a border with Russia in the Arctic, has seen its relations with Moscow deteriorate since the Ukraine war. The Russian news agency TASS said Russia would respond to the expulsions.
A new vaccine against malaria has received its first approval anywhere in the world. Regulators have cleared the way for the vaccine, developed by Oxford University, to be used in Ghana, even though the results of final-stage clinical trials have not yet been published. Earlier research suggested the vaccine is highly effective, providing more than 75% protection against the deadly disease. Professor of Vaccinology at Oxford, Adrian Hill, says the vaccine has been in development for many years.
It's designed particularly to be effective in young African children, where most malaria deaths occur in that age group. And it's again a partnership between the University of Oxford and the Serum Institute of India.
Sports, and the Adelaide Crows have opened the AFL's gather round with an impressive 56-point win over Carlton at Adelaide Oval. The Crows kicked 8 goals in the opening quarter on their way to winning 18-10-118 to the Blues 9-8-62. Crows midfielder Josh Rochelle told ABC Sport his side was pleased with its fast start.
Yeah, we had a big focus that we're going to throw the first punch going straight in. We know Carlton were a really good clearance and contested team, and we thought if we brought that, it'd start us on the front foot, and it did in the first quarter, and I think that's what got over us the line.
And briefly in the NRL, the Rabbitohs have beaten the Dolphins. And that's ABC News.
In an emergency, turn to a source you can trust. ABC Radio is an essential part of your emergency survival kit. Would you know how to find us if the power and the internet is down? Be prepared. Invest in a battery-operated radio. Find and save your local ABC radio station's frequency so you know it's there when you need it. For more planning tips, go to abc.net.au/emergency. ABC Radio, your emergency broadcaster.
Hello to you. Kelly Gudgeon with you tonight as part of ABC's rolling emergency coverage as a tropical cyclone Ilsa makes landfall this evening. Now, you are probably used to hearing my voice on breakfast radio, so something's a little bit different tonight. I don't usually see this part of the night, I have to tell you, but it is a privilege to be catching up with you across the Pilbara and the Kimberley, and I'm keeping you company for the next hour until midnight with the latest warnings and information to keep you and your family safe. And depending on where you are listening from, there are a few frequencies you can find us on. In Broome, tune into 675 AM. In Port Hedland on 603 AM. Karratha, we are on 702 AM. 80 Mile Beach, you'll find us on 88.9 FM. And if you are in Bidjadanga, you can find us on 102.1 FM. You can also listen in on the ABC website. Just go to abc.net.au and select either ABC Pilbara or ABC Kimberley. And on the ABC Listen app, you can hear us on ABC Pilbara or ABC Kimberley on there as well. If you need to conserve batteries at all tonight, the key times to listen in are at 1:15 the hour and 1:45 the hour. At 1:15, we talk to the Bureau of Meteorology and get the latest information from them. At 1:45 the hour, we check in with DFES with the latest information from them as well. And of course, I do want to hear from you tonight. You are who are we? I'm here for you. So I want to hear what you're doing, where you're listening from, how you're passing the time, what you're hearing and what you're seeing. 1300 510 222. That is the phone number you can call, and we can have a chat on air as well. Or you can text me on 0448 922 604. You can also keep in touch on the ABC Kimberley and ABC Pilbara Facebook pages. Leave some messages there, and I'll read them out on air as well. Make sure you keep up to date. We will be giving you the latest information about this system, Tropical Cyclone Ilsa. And Jessica Hayes has joined me in the studio again. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Kelly. Severe tropical cyclone Ilsa is at Category 5 intensity and is impacting the coast between Bidjadanga and Wim Creek, with the very destructive winds expected to pass to the east of Port Hedland between De Grey and Pardue Roadhouse. Tropical cyclone Ilsa will cross the coast in the next hour. Tropical cyclone Ilsa is currently estimated to be around 100 kilometres northeast of Port Hedland and 55 kilometres west-northwest of Pardue Roadhouse. The system is moving southeast at around 18 kilometres per hour. Observations at Bedard Island off the Pilbara coast are recording Severe tropical cyclone winds of 218 kilometres per hour with gusts of 288 kilometres per hour. A very destructive wind impact is occurring along the coast and adjacent inland parts between De Grey and Pardue Roadhouse. During Friday, Ilsa is forecast to maintain tropical cyclone intensity as it tracks past Telfer and further inland across the northern interior and northern parts of the southern interior, and Ilsa is then expected to weaken below tropical cyclone strength overnight and Friday as it moves east into the southern parts of the Northern Territory. There is a track map for tropical cyclone Ilsa on the Bureau's website, as well as on the ABC Kimberley and ABC Pilbara Facebook pages, along with all that handy information that you will need to know throughout today. More coming from the Bureau in a short moment, but it's that's the latest from me.
Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that.
You're listening to ABC Radio, and there's a cyclone in your area. Your home phone, computer or other electronic devices connected to the NBN will not work if there's a power failure during an emergency. This means you may not be able to call 000 to access emergency services from your home phone or access the Emergency WA website. It's important you include a battery-powered radio in your emergency kit to keep listening to your local ABC radio for all the latest information.
When a red alert is issued, you need to take shelter immediately. Keep listening to your portable radio for information on the cyclone's progress. Disconnect electrical appliances and turn off the gas and ensure that pets and animals are safe. Go immediately to the strongest and safest part of your house with your emergency kit. Stay inside until the all clear is given by authorities.
It's not safe to drive when a cyclone hits, so take action and get ready to shelter before the cyclone arrives. Cyclones can bring heavy rain and widespread flooding to your region, so never park or camp near a river crossing. It only takes a small amount of water to shut off your engine, which can lock your power doors and windows and leave you trapped in your car.
Your pets rely on you during a cyclone, and you'll need to plan what to do with them before a red alert is issued. They're not allowed in welfare centres, so you'll need to decide where they'll shelter during the cyclone. Decide if and when you'll relocate your pets and animals, and consider what items they may need included in your emergency kit.
You're listening to ABC Radio, and there's a cyclone in your area. We'll bring you the latest information shortly.
It is 11 minutes past 11. Kelly Gudgeon keeping you company right across the Kimberley and the Pilbara tonight as Cyclone Ilsa is about to make landfall in the